How often should I update my branding? That's a question that came through today on one of the questions that I put in my story. And it's a really, really good question to ask me. But this is where the first common misconception always comes into play, that I would assume that this person might be talking about their visual identity, and that a lot of people call their brand what is actually just a small portion, which is their visual identity. And so to start answering that question is that you shouldn't have to. But the thing is the visual identity grounded in strategy? And what does that even mean? So when I build a brand for a client, I spend 3 hours deep diving into who they are, what they're about, their vision, how they want the brand to be, their story. There's so much that we talk about. And all the information that I uncover in that strategy session is what actually tells me what their visual identity should look like. A lot of businesses start by just getting a logo and choosing some colors, and often it's aligned with their personal preferences. But this actually isn't a brand, because what a brand does is it is used to help shape perceptions of who you are to your ideal audience, and you're using a range of elements to do that. So to answer the question, you shouldn't actually need to update or change your visual identity, but you will need to evolve it. If you think about Coca-Cola, Dairy Milk, PepsiCo has tried to change and made a few mistakes, but a lot of the brands that have been around for a really long time, their visual identity hasn't changed that much. They might have done tweaks and changes to evolve it, but the essence of it is still the same. And that's really important, because McDonald's, another perfect example, that look has taken up real estate in our minds so that we have an association with it. And the associations is where the real brand piece comes in. But that's where it's so important to make sure that your visual identity is grounded in strategy, to ensure that what your brand is about is reflected visually. Fonts mean certain things, whether it's a traditional serif font, a modern sans serif font. Your colours, if they're bold and punchy or if they're soft and pastel, they all tell different things, and these elements should be strategically chosen to reflect your brand. So while your brand shouldn't need to change, it doesn't need to evolve. And it evolves because what you do evolves. So you just want to make sure that it stays in alignment, but it should only ever be small tweaks. Also, one of the biggest mistakes I see is that brands are made around offers, and it's not. Your brand is the bigger impact that you want to have, because your offers can change over time. So that was from Naomi Louise Hare. I think that's right. Yes. Thank you for asking that question. If you have more to ask, slide into my DMs and I'll elaborate further.